Hi, Crafty Queens, and welcome to Paper Rain. If you are a new subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing. Today I'm going to do a walkthrough of my art journals. I have two of them. This is my Big Delusions art journal. I use it a lot for travel, right? And I use it a lot for wipe offs or rub offs or whatever you want to call them. But I have a couple of finished pages that I'm going to share with you, just so because people are curious, is like, what actually do you create in as a mixed media artist? And so here's a piece. This started off as a jelly print. This lady here, she's a jelly print. And what happened was I said, oh, her complexion is gorgeous. It's got a lot of dimension and texture underneath because it's a stencil under gold. It's got probably 2 or 3 prints. And then I stenciled her face and cut her out and layered her down first. And then I adhered her to the page, and then I'm showing you the texture. There's a lot of texture. So what I did was I got all of my mandala stencils that I have, probably like 6 or 7 of them, and I laid them down and covered them all with modeling paste to give a dimension. And then I went back in and used acrylic paint and inks and lots of different patterns and textures, and you'll see it, lots of markers and paint pens, and I just created her hair, her colorful hair, her colorful crown of never-ending glory and honor. And so I used a scripture. I tend to use scriptures as my quotes or as my focal points, and so that's what you see. I call it scripture art, but I that is kind of one of my things I'm known for of doing. She was a lot of fun, but she's upside down in the book, right? So let me turn the book over. And I have the pages tagged, but you'll see here while I'm flipping through is that I have a lot of pages where I just literally, I'm jelly printing on another piece of paper, and I will take my brush and brush it off onto the pages. And so I'm just showing you now some brush offs, if you will. And so here, this one was fun. This one it was my struggle with the color pink. I love the color hot pink. I'm not a big fan of light pink. Like, I'm not a big fan of light blue, but I like turquoise and teal, like deep colors. And so I challenged myself to just stay in one color, and that color being pink. And because at the time I was working through a phrase, soft and pink, and in my high performance world, how I don't have a lot of space to be soft and pink. And so I just challenged myself to work in that. So that's what that was. So this one is was inspired piece by a friend on Instagram. She had posted like a page that looked like that flower I just pointed to. And so I took her piece, I asked her for her colors, and I just kind of tried to duplicate it. But again, you'll see that I do a lot of art journaling. I am working out stuff. And so this text, there's text in there you can't see. It's written over, scribbled over. Sometimes I write backwards, but I'm literally I'm working through something in my art journal. These pieces could be framed, but that's not really their purpose for me. For me, it's I'm processing some emotions. I'm processing something that I need to get out of myself and out of my body and onto to paper. And I use color as a way to get it out and to process whatever I'm dealing with at the time. Okay, here's another kind of a stencil. And stencils, you spray stencils and you just kind of rub them in there. So here's one I did. I was traveling, and I had already had a backdrop, meaning I had already jelly printed in the background. And so I used the supplies I had on me, which have been limited supplies that I stamped on here. I used some markers to create marks, and I use acrylic sprays that I put in my pen, these little marker pens, and I finished that page. And here's another one I did at the airport. Again, it was a jelly print that I had put into my art journal, and then I just later at another time finished it. And you'll see I use lots of various mediums, i.e. mixed media. I use acrylic paint, and I use acrylic ink. I use some sprays, some water-based sprays, some acrylic-based sprays. I use a stencil on this one. Here's another, some other pages that have started. One of the things I like about art journals is that you can not start from a page that already has, you can start from a page that already has something. Okay, this page, oh, I remember when I made this page. There was a major issue going on at West Point with the Proud 16, and I needed to process all of the emotions that were being stirred up from being a minority at West Point and just remembering lots of things I was remembering, and I was feeling I was feeling for the young ladies, and so they had gotten in trouble about uniforms, and I just wanted to remember and to remind myself that they were clothed in righteousness, and so that was me processing that. Let's see. So I think I'm gonna pull up another one. So I have two journals. This is the one I made. I had just made this for my video, Paper Rain, and it's still wet, and so I'm going to place something down. And so this is a one. This is probably my favorite journal. It's a perfect size when I'm jelly printing because I can jelly print and pull out a primary page, and I can get a ghost print. And a lot of these are ghost prints, or they might be primary prints. But my objective was to fill this book up so that way when I need and want to work in my art journal, I don't start from a blank page. I start from pages that already have lots of texture and lots of depth. So on this page, I did this on the cruise. This was great. I added some paint. I added some stamps. I had added some marks. I had a great time up on the deck on the cruise. And lots of people came by and wanted to see what I was doing. So again, here's some more jelly print pages. Again, my intent is to fill this book up. I have a couple blank pages, but not a lot. Various jelly prints. I just mark up these pages. This is a clean off. That's what I'm trying to show you here. And it has an iridescent texture on it. And so it'll be great for journaling right there. Again, some more jelly prints, starter pages, if you will, that I can come back to and finish. I'm just going to show you some more that I finished so that you get the concept of what I'm saying when I say you finish it. This page right here, I love this page. And I'm fearful that I'll never actually use it because it's such a pretty page, but we'll work through it. So here's some more pages. And you'll see I just literally put a jelly print, this one I finished, I think on a plane. I had a gold marker with me, and I think I had some paint. You'll see lots of marks. And here I have this kind of script that I write. So basically I'm thinking about something and I'm writing this script out so that I'm processing it. It doesn't really say anything legible, but it is therapeutic, if you will. All right, so here we go. Some more jelly prints. Oh, this one I did on the cruise as well. I got lots of people standing by, asking me what I was doing. I had a little bitty kit, and I stamped and then overstamped with the gold. What happened was I had made a mistake. The black I was too moist. I had too much on my sponge, and so the way I corrected it was by overlaying the same stamp or same stencil with the gold. And here I'm just showing you all the different marks that I made through stencils with my paint markers and with my acrylic water markers, if you will. So here's another jelly print and some more background pages that are just ready and ripe for me to finish, as I get the opportunity to work in it. This one was a fun page to make. Again, it was a jelly printed background. I used some of those adhesive letters that peel off. I painted it black and then pulled it off. Love this page here. This is actually a cupcake box. I made those prints with the bottom of a cupcake packaging. I like experimenting in this journal, just putting stuff down and in colors. And so those are the blank pages that I have left in that journal. But my intent is to fill it up and then to just work my way through it. And then there's a little one I just wanted to show you. I have a little piece. This is probably one of my preferred sizes. I don't know what size it is. It's kind of like a 7x9, if you will. But I love that size print because I can do so much with it. It's so easy. It fits on every jelly print. And I just do layer upon layer upon layer. And then ultimately, I'll add some more marks and some stamps. So my process is kind of simple, if you will. It's my first layer is usually a jelly print layer. And I'll do 2 or 3 layers of jelly printing. And then I let those dry. The key is to let things dry. And then I'll come back another day and I'll add paint through a stencil. And then I will add some stamping, and then I do some mark making. Then I might do some journaling, and then I might add some kind of text or something to be my focal point on a page. I hope you enjoyed this quick flip through. I will continue to make more videos. If you have any questions, if you want to see one of the pages up close, a little slower, or want more details, just go ahead and ask me the question. I'd be happy to oblige. Talk to you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.